Hello, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker, and today is Friday, May 3rd, 2024. In this area of Kentucky, Lexington, the temperature is around 72 degrees. We've been having rain today, which will continue on through into next week. Today it's mostly been cloudy with rain, highs in the mid 70s and lows in the low 60s, and rain possible this evening. Storms, tornadoes bear down on West Texas town. Noticeably cooler than yesterday. Yesterday the temperatures were in the 80s, so it's like 14 degrees cooler. Today, sunrise was at 6:38 a.m. and sunset will be at 8:31 p.m. Wind around 8 miles per hour. The AQI is good at 30. Pollen is high. As I said, I'm Theodore Parker coming to you from Lexington, Kentucky. And if you're watching the sideshow on Facebook and Instagram, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Talk about it on WhatsApp. If you're watching the sideshow on YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And the sideshow coffee cup, 11-ounce black ceramic with the sideshow logo on it. Buy from me for $17 plus shipping and handling. Pay me through Cash App, $TR Parker 1. As I said, I'm here in Lexington, Kentucky. This is a sideshow. Repeat that several times. And being in Lexington, Kentucky, as it is mentioned, this is the horse capital of the world. So with the Kentucky Derby, 150th running of the Kentucky Derby, tomorrow, the first Saturday in May, in Louisville, Kentucky, at Churchill Downs, we're going to talk horses today. Whether it matters to you, whether they eat hay or oats, depends on how involved you are. But just by way of explanation, hay goes on the floor to stall, and horses do eat oats. Just to clarify. So, stories about horses. Here in Lexington, if you come into the airport, Lexington Airport, there's a statue of a blue horse, and there's a little sign that says, "Take a picture of me," just so they know you were here. There's been commissions for horses, various designs in the past that have been displayed throughout the city. And as you know, Louisville is known for Churchill Downs. So there are a few stories that go around if you come here for a tour or come here for a visit. There are tours available to the horse farms. And quite a few of them are owned by people that are in Arabia and have an interest in horses. I don't know how familiar you are, but Arabia is known for its horse breeding excellence. Equestrian events, things of this nature. But I thought I would start out, since like I say, this is Lexington. Hopefully this will go halfway the way I want it to. But this is Thoroughbred Park, which is in downtown Lexington, and it's like a pretty good park. It's about a block square, situated at on Main and Midland, going towards, part of it is on Short Street, and this is part of the display. Hold on, part of the display. Let me see if I can get the direction right. Okay. And this is another view of the park with part of downtown as well here in Lexington. A little short video. And another slide. Again, Thoroughbred Park with the fountain. I'll do this again. A few of the statues that are there. As I said, horse breeding capital of the world, horse capital of the world. There's a display there of Thoroughbred Park with the dates on it. Thoroughbred Park again. Appreciate some of the tourist attractions in Lexington. Like I said, this is downtown Main and Midland. The park is about a block square. There you go. And another view. Park and part of downtown. And this is what I was talking about. These horses here with various color schemes were commissioned to be displayed a few years ago. And this is one of them. There were 12 of them, if I remember correctly. So that's part of Lexington's downtown. Okay. So I think that's about 10 slides. Close to where I am, Thoroughbred Park, just to set the mood. So what we're going to talk about for a few minutes or for a little bit of time, starting with a homegrown story. Since the Derby is running tomorrow, the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby, here's a story that hits two tones. A trainer for the Kentucky Derby, and he is a black man from the Bahamas. So let me start with that. Larry Demeret, hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly, is just the second black trainer since 1951 to saddle a horse for the Kentucky Derby. If Larry Demeret is looking for a positive sign heading into his first Kentucky Derby as a trainer, is right where his horse is assigned. Long shot West Saratoga is staying in barn 42 at Churchill Downs, the same location where Seattle Stu was before he won the 1977 Derby and went on to sweep the Triple Crown. It was the first Derby that Demeret attended. Now he is the second black trainer to be saddling a horse in the big race since 1951, which has its 150th running on Saturday. The other, Hank Allen, finished sixth with Northern Wolf in 1989. Black trainers dominated the Derby's early years, winning 7 of the first 17 from 1875 to 1891. We're so grateful to be here and enjoying every single minute. Everything is meaningful to the 74-year-old from the Bahamas since he was diagnosed with cancer in 1966 and underwent chemotherapy. His father was a trainer in the islands, and Demeret still carries the accent of his home country, where he was leading trainer for 2 years. My motto is, I don't buy cheap horses, I buy good horses cheap, he said, smiling. The costliest horse in the 20-horse Derby field is Morning Line's second choice Sierra Leone, purchased for $2.3 million. At this point, I mentioned Keeneland is also here in Lexington, Kentucky, and they have the spring sales and all that type of stuff there, so it's another big event related to horse breeding. Purchased for just $11,000, West Saratoga is the pride of Demerit's 11-horse stable at the Thoroughbred Center in Lexington. The colt has earned $460,140. Thoroughbred Center is another place that anybody would enjoy visiting. It's where they have the competitions and various things like that related to horses, 3-day events, things of that nature. So, at this point, again, horses being topic for today, a full list or all the horses that are listed in the latest odds for the 2024 Kentucky Derby. So, all eyes will be on the 150th Kentucky Derby that will take place on Saturday, May 4th at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky. The morning line odds for all 20 participants have been released, revealing the early favorites for the first leg of horse racing's prestigious Triple Crown. So I'm going to share the list with you. Here's a complete list of participants and the morning line odds for the 2024 Kentucky Derby via CBS Sports. Post 1, Door Knock, odds 20-1. Post 2, Sierra Leone, odds 3-1. And by way of explanation, those of you that are not familiar, the higher the odds, the bigger the payoff if the horse wins. The lower the odds is more like the horse is favored to win, or has a better chance of winning in the race. Continuing, post 3, Mystic Dan, odds 20-1. Post 4, Catching Freedom, odds 8-1. Post 5, Catalytic, odds 30-1. Post 6, Just Steel, odds 20-1. Post 7, Honor Marie, odds 20-1. Post 8, Just a Touch, odds 10-1. Post 9, Encino, scratched. Post 10, T.O. Password, odds 30-1. Post 11, Forever Young, odds 10-1. Post 12, Track Freedom, odds 20-1. Post 13, the story you just heard, West Saratoga, odds 50-1. Post 14, Endlessly, odds 30-1. Post 15, Domestic Product, odds 30-1. Post 16, Grand Mo the First, odds 50-1. Post 17, Fierceness, odds 5-2. Post 18, Stronghold, odds 20-1. Post 19, Resilience, odds 20-1. Post 20, Society Man, odds 50-1. Post 21, Epic Rule, odds 30-1. And just to show you how big a deal the Kentucky Derby is, I met a man for the first time Wednesday. He introduced himself, told me his name. Next words out of his mouth was, "I have my eye on this Japanese horse for the Kentucky Derby. I think he has a chance." It just so happened, as I've been reviewing information for the Kentucky Derby, there are 2 Japanese horses in this race for the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby. And one of the horses, maybe the one that he had his eye on, had won the UAE, which is, I guess, European Kentucky Derby, and also the Arabian Kentucky Derby. So now this horse is running in the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs. So this will be on Saturday, May 4th. Coverage starts at 2:30 p.m. Post time for the Kentucky Derby itself is at 6:57 p.m. Location, Churchill Downs, Louisville, Kentucky. And cable TV, NBC. And just as a sidebar piece of information, Churchill Downs is located in the west end of Louisville, and I say this with a bit of humor. It's like New Yorkers talking about Hell's Kitchen, and where it's situated close to Times Square. So maybe you can appreciate what I'm saying. So the west end where Churchill Downs is located is a residential area. So stand by for a lot of traffic on foot and in cars. So talking about these 50-1 odds, there are several of them. So it raises the question, has a 50-1 horse ever won the Kentucky Derby? And since the horse that we featured, West Saratoga, is 50-1 odds, I think that's a fair enough question. Okay, Jockey Smith is ridden in the Kentucky Derby 28 times, the most of any jockey, and he has two memorable yet different victories. In 2005, Smith was aboard 50-1 long shot Giacomo, named for a son of musician Sting, who was friends with the owner and breeder, A&M Records co-founder Jerry Moss. Next one, who is the highest odds horse to win the Kentucky Derby? And I brought this up because I also saw a movie, and I think it was a true story about a horse with fantastic odds that won. So it kind of fit in with everything else. Like I say, horses, horses, horses. Who is the highest odds horse to win the Kentucky Derby? The biggest long shot winner in the Kentucky Derby's 149-year history was Donerail, who won the Run for the Roses in 1913 at 91-1 odds. A $2 win bet paid $184.90 on the horse after its half-length win at Churchill Downs over front-running favorite 10 Points. So those are some of the things that's going on related to the Kentucky Derby. And since I am here in Lexington, Kentucky, horse capital of the world, what better opportunity than to give you some information related to horses? So tomorrow, Kentucky Derby time, Churchill Downs. As I say, this is a sideshow. I'm Theodore Parker. That's it. Hashtag.